Hi all, today is the first day of our practicing labs video and we are going to learn the roadmap for the networking from the CCNA, from the basics, and for today we will start to learn about the basics of a Cisco packet tracer, how to download Cisco packet tracer, and how to create an account, and uh, how to set up the Cisco packet tracer and what modules are included and small tips into that. And from tomorrow, we will do the basic labs like a router on a stick and OSCP. You might have known about OSCP and you are starting from now, but we will explain and we will start to learn from tomorrow. And we will have a better path starting from the CCNA up to the CCIE and the topmost level we will need, and we will get to the most of the level. We will start to learn from now, and I will get to go for the basic right now. And at the beginning, you might know you might have had a software called Cisco Packet Tracer. Let's see how we can download the software Cisco Packet Tracer. Here you go, any browser, and just simply type Cisco Packet Tracer download. Here I already have typed it, and it will take a time for me. And yeah, here we see we have the results. And the first link here we can see netacademy.com. Simply it's netacad.com. This is a proprietor of the Cisco. You know, Cisco organization where they host all the networking device and the networking, all about the networking. And let's see what's inside. And you have to uh, excuse me for this delay in my networking because network is very slow near my Wi-Fi. I have to get installed for the new one. It takes a lot of time. And here you go. You see now login icon here. At the beginning, you have to log in for the Cisco packet tracer for the netacademy.com. And I have typed on a login button. What will take us to the authentication, or I have already logged into the netacademy.com, but still it wants us to again log in. So I have to skip, and here you if you have already logged into any of the email in your browser, you better tap onto the Google, or if you want to create the new one with a new account, you can create by signing up here. It's very easy. We don't need to have any kind of guidance here, or else if you want, let me take us to there, and you select your country and the state and birth year, and continue there, and let me select it. From India. Let me take it to India. I select my state, some other state, and my birth year, something. Uh, it's not accurate, but I selected randomly because I already have an account. And here you go, you see your name, email, and password, and you say it, and every type password, create an account. And because I already have an account, I don't need to do all these. And I simply click on the Google icon, and I will log in with yeah. Once you create your account, you will see same icon like this. You're having your one photo and a separate profile like this. And for us, right now, we want to download this packet tracer. So let's uh, go here and type getting started with Here you see getting started with the Cisco packet tracer. And I have already gone through this, and you will have an icon at the beginning getting started with this course. And right now it shows me resume course because I already have gone through this. And at the beginning, you will have modules. You need to tap on this arrow, down arrow, and you choose a course. And we don't need to choose any course because we are choosing to download Cisco Packet Tracer. So directly tap on the download Cisco Packet Tracer. You will see a URL right here facing that resources or lab downloads that will take us to the URLs where we can download Cisco Packet Tracer. Let's see there. And here we have a three URLs for downloading the Cisco Packet Tracer for the different kind of OS. If you have a Mac OS, you will download the first link, Mac OS 64-bit. And if you have been using a Linux or Debian based operating system, you can download the Ubuntu 64-bit. And if you are using Windows, you will download the Windows 64-bit packet tracer file. Mostly people are using the Windows 64-bit, so you better tap on a third link and let me show it to you. And here you see I'm having a download file right here because I already have it and I already installed it. I don't need to download it again. Let me stop it and cancel and let me go back here. After you see your download, you install it and then open it. And let me open my Cisco Packet Tracer and see at the beginning, after you download, it will show you to log in with the account that you have login before inside that inside the Net Academy link. Whatever the credentials you have given here, the same credentials you log in here also because I already have logged in. I don't need, I guess. Or if it, yeah, it shows successfully logged in because I already have logged in, so I don't need to do it again. Let me go inside. Here you see the basic interface of the Cisco Packet Tracer. It doesn't guide you at the beginning. You have to just do it yourself if you want to learn by yourself again without watching a video. You have uh, the course package here, starting from the first time course and read all these. Second, download the Cisco Packet Tracer. And the third one, why did you take this course? Because we know we want to learn how to operate this Cisco Packet Tracer. And the fourth one, video overview. And I shouldn't want to play this right now. It's going to be messy over in our tutorial video. And then the next module, this 1.0 was gone. So right now we are going directly for the 1.1. Here you see the another modules. So you'll learn all of the package user interface that I have shown you just right now. And the deploying devices, just need to drag and drop there. And the next one, GUI and CLI configuration in its packet tracer, like for the every of the device, you will have to do like let me show it to you. The basic every time I will use the router 2911 model. Here you see, and you before we even do this, let me show you what are the options we have right here. And here we have a file option. This is used for opening the saved files or create a new project, open the sample that have already created. by the Net Academy. And recent files, save as PKG, different types of extensions, and here you see print. And this is the common things we all times see. And here edit, copy and paste. Sometimes you don't need be having access to copy and paste with the keyboard clicks, so you will be using the custom made pre-built tools that have created by this uh, Cisco packet tracer tool. So the next one is options tab. We use the preferences. Let's go inside the preferences. Here you see interface where you can refer your own modules like place audio time when you simulate or not simulating, or sometimes when you click on the device, it will sound you like tap on, tap out. When you turn on the device and turn off the device, you will have a sound. And the next one, so device model labels. If we tap on it and if we take this device, here you see the device model 2901, and here you see device model 2911. And if we don't choose to have a device models, it will remove the device models right here. And then go to preferences tab again, and you will have all these options, and you just need to come here and play with all these modules to get a better experience. Then you go for the administrative tab. Here you have choose password when you don't want to interrupted by the someone else. I don't want to get interrupted for your projects. Better you put a password and don't forget it. So it will be very problematic for you. Enable password is something. Yeah, you go ahead, and this will be a useful thing to where you save your files. I have this isn't the default folder. I have created one folder for me uh, to remember. The actual folder would be saves in a Cisco packet tracer to 8.2.2, and in there you will have a saves folder. I have created another folder called networking practice labs because we have to remember what we are doing right now and working it out, working it up. It's a lot of thing to do so. Uh, but I don't want to go all these. So just click on it, select folder. It will be a simple thing to go with. And font. Here you have a font tab where you have a router iOS text where you want to configure the router. There in the command line, you will have a text color differently. And if I choose first, let's see black color, and in our router, here we have a text in black color. And if I change the text option, go to preferences, font, change it to red color. Sorry, red color, apply, and head back. Oh, yeah, here you see all is turning to be a red color overall. The feelings inside the command line interface. We don't want to feel all this. Let's reset it. And router iOS background has changed like that. Oh, sorry, forgot to tap on the fly. Let's check it again. iOS background is nothing but this background. Here you see white color, and let's see here you can see there is a red color text. You will wonder what is all this, and we will learn it in the next lab. For now, we will see all these options. Let's go to preference again, and let's change the text to black color. And this is for a PC, and this is for tooltip text background, and this is all. You don't need to change, but if you choose to change, it's up to you. It's your choice. And here, miscellaneous is like a extra options for you. It doesn't have to do anything with that. And answer tree, and you will put a custom text here. And then here it's a custom interface you want to change for the router, uh, like a router module type. The options doesn't change, but the interface would be changed. There's nothing to do with all this even. And let's go publishers. Just about when you download a application, you will have all what are all these, what are all these, and this aren't affecting your physical machine. This is just a pre-built Mac addresses, so don't need to be worrying anymore. An image cleanup. This is a log file, I guess. Uh, Packages for here you can delete the image if you no longer use it and retrieve files. Here you get the log files whenever you create something, and it will pop up a specific file type there. And here we have our two routers, and I will delete one. We don't need two of them here. And yeah, first of all, let's see this. And it's for saving file, and it's for opening the new one, and it's for save. It's for opening the new one. It's for directing the uh, what's that folder. It's for the save, and it's for the print. Printing. You actually don't print anything, but it's just optional. And it's for information, and and default, like you want to put triple triple text there about the profile or something, you can use this tab, but we don't need this right now. We don't want this for the custom profile for everything. So we don't be using all this, only few of them, like when you need this to undo and redo, delete auto, undo and redos, and zoom in, zoom out. And what's this? This works space to be a bigger one or a smaller one, and these are all you aren't be playing with uh, basically. And here you see physical and logical. Logical is it just they show the devices in a logical manner. In a physical, you will have uh, an a specific area, like you will be assuming a city, and you place this device device in the city, and you are playing with that device. Let's close in, and if you have a home city, if you think this is your area, and you have put your router in display, and that will show simulation now after you completing all the one project, and it will show where are the devices are placed in. And if you simulate the network, uh, for the simulation, you have a tab here at the uh, bottom right, and you will tap on a play button, and it will get your simulations. The packet goes here from the router to switch, and the switch to this area, another home router on devices, and all is playing out. You will see all this in other videos. And for right now, we will see what's happening here. And let's see all the router model. We have these many router models here. The Cisco packet tracer is enough for the CCNA level of uh, of learning the CCNA level, but not G. There are also advanced models of the practicing softwares like GNS3 and EVNG. But for the CCNA level, you only be using the Cisco packet tracer, not any more of the networking software that you can practice with. I suggest better to play from the basic. But if you say I already have played the Cisco packet tracer and you want to get into advanced software, better you go with the GNS3 or EVNG, depending on your preference. But I better say go with the GNS3. And I say here for the beginners like me, I'm also a beginner, not really into the advanced networking. I'm just learning from 1 month before, and I'm playing and fucking playing. So as to learn as soon as faster, I'm also doing the videos and posting into the YouTube tutorial spot. And right now, I'm going to show what are all the devices we have. Switches. We have switches. What are we only having a limited components in this Cisco packages because we don't need a advanced level of the networking things to do so. So let's see. And PT switch, PT is empty, and all these we will learn later. We are not learning right now. We just want to see what are they and hub. And here you go for the homely router. We have a PT, and we have another home router that's a default one, and a cell tower even they have included here. Let's pull it up and let's server. And, let's pull up our home router and one of the track to the end devices. We see our PC, laptop, server. Let's pull up the PC, laptop, server that you can configure whatever the mode you want, like a DHCP, DNS, syslog, or whatever, and Meraki server, and PT controller, and printer we got, uh, Vivo IP phone, sorry, IP phone, Vivo IP device, that you can IP phone with a Vivo IP device, and a normal phone, and a TV, tablet, smartphone, and generic wireless is like a extender, wireless extender, generic wired. Yeah, it's like a repeater. It's like a repeater. It's with a wired and it's with wireless. It's a sniffer device, like a extender. And let's see. Let's delete all the useless devices we have here. And if we tap on this, we can and we can divide we can delete single by single like this, or we can delete the whole devices that we want to delete by choosing all these and tap on delete button. Here with all of them gone. We don't want this official server also. Let's delete this one. And let's pull up the one router and one switch to know what's the connections. All the connection. Sorry, and the switch. And also, let's see what are the connections we will do. You need to learn about what are the interfaces, what are the connection types. Here we have a default connection. This is not a specified, but this is automatically choose connection type that chooses different types of connections. You have console cable used to plug with the router and to the device you have, like a digital device, whether it's a PC or laptop. to configure the specific router or any network device switch or something. And here we have straight through cable. Where you use a copper straight through cable is when you have different interfaces with the different devices or same we don't need to catch up with the interface, but devices, if we have different devices like router and switch, we use a copper straight through cable. We will discuss why it's copper straight through cable and why not a copper crossover cable. Because copper straight through cable, we have eight pairs of cables in a what's that shielded twisted pair or unshielded twisted pair. In the straight through cable uses three of the pairs. Uh, uh, we actually eight cables with a four pairs. It will use one and three for sending, one pair first pair for sending and third pair for receiving. So if you use a copper straight through cable for the same devices, they will send if it's a full duplex, the both devices will communicate at the same time by the same connection, so the conversation will be getting disturbed. So you need to use copper straight through cable uh, so that it will reach to the same destination in a full duplex. So let's see. You can there is a advanced option the engineers have created auto MDIX when you have enabled or it's automatically enabled to the devices. Whatever the connection you have given, whether it's a copper straight through or copper crossover, the conversation will be going on because auto MDIX will automatically configure the connection types. Let's see. For our sake, we first take the copper straight through. Let's connect. This is the interface gigabit Ethernet to the fast Ethernet, or you can also connect to the gigabit Ethernet. We have interfaces. You can see for the switch. This switch we have 24 ports. We use a switch. I guess you know what's a switch used for. Switch used for connecting the multiple devices in a LAN network or any network. And let's go to router. Okay. Let me explain what are the ports. Let's zoom in, and here you have different types of. Sorry. Here we have different types of indicators. What position it is in. Uh, we cannot see from here, but if we go for the physical device, we will see all this. And here we have a console cable. I told you why we use a console cable. We will connect RJ45 connector to this switch and USB-A type to the our end device like a laptop or PC. And let's scroll in. Here we see 24 ports and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 6, and 24. And to small form factor pluggable, you will be having a yes SFP or stands for small form factor pluggable. That is for extra ports that you can use for connecting the different types of uh, plugs. And here is a power cord you will use to power the switch. And we don't have a power switch right here. I mean power button right here. So let's go to switch. Let's explain switch. Physical interview is the physical interface. And here we have different types of uh, what's that empty spaces. that we can plug different types of connection ports. Let's see. It's not add module because it is a power on. We can power off is here we have a power button, but that we cannot see in a switch. Let's power off. It's a power cord we have here in a router also. In also switch we have, but we don't have a power switch. And here you see it's a Cisco 2900 series switch. And here you go. We have a USB type A, and we have a one LAN cable and another WAN cable, and these two are optional. This is a USB B type, and these are the LAN cables, and this is the USB B type, and this is a empty module that we can put the cover here to cover up it, and let's remove it. You only can do this swipe up operation when the power switch is turned off. And let's try just no, it's not possible because we don't have any optional uh, empty space right here. We cannot any kind of this module. And let's add this. And what is this? The fast internet switch ports. Fast Ethernet is gigabit Ethernet differential one. Gigabit Ethernet is taking 10 GB of networking speed, and fast Ethernet is only up to 100 Mbps. And for the Ethernet, it's only 10 Mbps. And RJ45 is limited for 1.45, and goes for the numbers. I don't remember. RJ45, sorry. So RJ45 console keyboard is limited for 1.5. Yeah. Let's see. It says let's power on to configure, and let's go to device configuration in a router. Okay. Let's wait until the device is booting up. Let's see. We have booting up. It seems going to be taking a lot of time to boot up. Let's wait until that. The device is really faulty, so I have to connect the router, for example. And after it boots up, you will see this dialog. Would you like to enter in the initial configuration dialog? We say no. Every time we say no. And when we get into the router, we will have this kind of interface. There is a three interfaces. The first one you see here is user mode, and for getting into the privilege escalation mode, you will type enable, or let's go back, and you will just also can type AN, and it will automatically get the translate to enable and get into user uh, escalation mode, user privilege escalation mode. And the next one, in user privilege escalation mode, you can do operations like show in any kind of there's a configuration show commands. When you need to check any kind of configuration, you can do in a privilege escalation mode. And the next is a global configuration mode. For entering it global configuration mode, you will type configuration. Sorry, yeah, configuration. No, configuration terminal. Oh, where we did configuration terminal. This type conft is same as a configuration terminal. Sometimes if you type wrong command, it will take you doing the DNS translation. So if you don't want to do any DNS translation, uh, And DNS translation means like you will search for the within a iOS image of this router to have a corrupt command. It will take a lot of time to get you back. It will make you mad even. So let's stop that. For doing that, you will type no IP domain lookup. It will stop doing DNS translation for every uh, wrong type here. And let's see what are the common commands we will use in a global configuration mode. We will use IP address, or first let's say interface. Interface we will see whether if you choose a gigabit internet, we will type gig or gigabit ethernet gig. The first one is full form. You will just say interface. And if you don't know what to type, let's do question mark. If you give a question mark, you will have things, options like what to choose. You have a fast Ethernet, you have a gigabit Ethernet, you have a loopback, virtual template, VLAN. These are all things you can choose. And first of all, if you don't know even what to just type that directly, just the question mark, and you will have all these commands. Or if you're typing the enter, and it will give you all the options that you can choose here. And let's go what we choose interface, and commonly we will use it whether first Ethernet or gigabit Ethernet. So let's go for our gigabit Ethernet. We can also shortly type gig or small in the shortcut you will choose a G, and the interfaces are going to be 0/0. One is a parameter and one is a interface number. I'm going to choose 0/1, and we will next, if you don't know what to do, you will type a question mark here after choosing the interface, and here you have a R, and you can configure ARP bandwidth CDP. CDP is a Cisco Discovery Protocol, and the channel group and interface Ethernet channel group. And here you have a lot of options. Mostly we will choose IP address because we will define IP address for specific devices. And here we have different types of IPv4 is separate for the IPv sorry IPv6 is different from IPv4, and there are a lot of options still then. And after you, let me configure IP address, and you don't know what to type after IP, and let's do question mark. Here we have access group, address, authentication, flow. Still you got many options here. What to choose? IP address, what we configure IP address. So let's choose a IP address, and let's type question mark, and here it says IP address in the format of A.B.C.D. IP address have 4 octets, and the IP address format. Let me type IP address 190.168.10.1. I'm giving this host address 10.1, and I don't know what to choose after. It will ask him for the IP subnet mask. Subnet mask have also 4 octets in the format A.B.C.D. And subnet mask, it will be around 255.255.255.0. What we choose because it's a class C IP address, plain class C IP address. Your fourth octet will be empty. Depends on the range from 24/24 to 32, and we are choosing limited devices. So we can give 255. If you don't want 255 address, we also can give a limit address, whether it's 252, 248, whatever you choose. And right now I'm clicking on uh, enter. You can stop until right now, but when you connect with the device or router 3, let me see you through. Here we have router 3, and we don't have any connection for the router 3. And let's connect a device for the better understanding. And I'm taking here a PC, and I'm connecting the PC. When you connect different devices, you can use a straight through cable. Based the connections will be. Why we have fast Ethernet on a PC? Because we don't use what's that, thousands of Mbps or Gbps or Gbps of fast in computers. And until right now, we have assigned IP for gigabit 0/1. Let's uh, let's okay. It's all right. We will assign for the another. We have connected the PC con another interface called G00/0, and no shut. No shut. Why we use no shut or no shutdown? You don't know, or you don't want to type all the command. You just type on the tab, and it will give you the full command. And type on enter. It will uh, go for the no shutdown. No shutdown means here you have a connection. Let me close this interface. Here you have a connection between these two devices. And you don't, you right now it's in a red color. That means it is a down state. Let me delete these two. Right now these are in the downstate. How you know these are in downstate? Because you can see red color glowing on the connection. So if you want to put it this uh, downstate into the upstate, you have to configure the IP address for this interface D0/0. Let's configure the interface, and in for interface you can choose integer short, and G0/0 we choose the interface 0/0, and let's define IP address and 192.168.10.1, and subnet mask we are choosing whether we can choose when we give the IP address 250 subnet mark 255.0, it took, and we don't get any error. Right now let's see when we give a limited devices how it reacts. It overlap with the because we already given this IP address, so every interface have different IP. Let's give it to 10.2. It's again overlapping. Let's give a 20.2 because different interfaces should have a different IP address. Yeah, right now it takes because different interfaces have a different IP address. So it took the subnet mask to 55 because we can specify how many devices we want. But if you have a limited device like uh, why we choose 252, because in 252 how many hosts you get, you will get two hosts, and four, totally four hosts, and in that two is one is a network ID and another one is subnet mask, sorry, broadcast ID, and two are a host, actual host. Right now we have only one, so it didn't exceed specific cost. And let's see, we define a IP address, and let's type no shut. And here you see the connection right now is up and in a green state. Let's Open this up PC. Here you have all the option like IP configuration. Here you have to configure your IP address, and this all right now we don't need. We only need with IP configuration command prompt because we need to configure the IP address right here. Let's configure 190. What we have given for the G0/0 192.168.20.1, and subnet mask is all specifically get or on its own self. We don't need to be worried. No. For the IP address, let's specify IP address 20.2 and default gateway 192.168.20.1. It's a default gateway. Default gateway is uh, the default gateway we have given, I guess, 20.2. We have to give 192.168.20.3, and here we go. And this is a default gateway where your all the data is passing through while you have browsed for your from your PC. It will get you out of the network by this interface or default gateway or called interface IP address where it the PC will communicate with the default gateway, and default gateway will transfer or route this traffic to outside of the gateway or outside of this LAN network. Let's check and let's check pinging our gateway. How do you test connectivity? By we use this ping command to test our connectivity and IP address of the gateway 192.168.20.2. Let's fire it up. And seems we don't have a ping stats right here because we might have done some no, we didn't do any configuration misconfiguration right here, but we don't have any we don't have any move up in a ping package. Let's see what's wrong here. Let me turn off the video recording. Sorry, it's all happened because we are using we put in a simulation mode, so he was simulating in a real time. So let's fire it up again and ping for your our gateway. And here we see we have a ping from our PC to gateway, and let's ping from the router to our PC. And when you have to do any troubleshooting, you have to do it for you have to exit from the global configuration mode. Let's enter into global configuration where we configure the PC IP address. And here we been again to this global configuration. You see config type of prompt here. And when we exit from global configuration mode to user privilege escalation mode, here we see only hash in front of our router. This is a router. It doesn't mean a host name, like a router name of this router. And let's ping to our PC. What's our PC IP address? 92.168.20.2. This is our here we see our ping success rate is 100%. And let's ping to the gateway or the interface IP address. Sorry, our this is a gate 20.2 is a gateway address. We don't have existence of this IP address, so it will do 0% of 0% when we ping to the non-existence device. Let's ping to the PC. Here we see reply from the PC. It takes 0 minutes. Reply to request. Yes, we got the reply from the PC. And this is a basic communication happening. This is a simple network, and this is a packet tracer. And I explained you how the connection works. And if you have one device, you can directly connect. But when it's in the case of an organization, you have many devices and to connect for the router. For the router, you won't be having limited ports behind your router. And let me, and you have a two. And if you have to add on, that might take in this logical mode, you will see this empty sets, but in reality, you will be having many of other connections like this, uh, like console ports, and this is about gigabit ports. Sorry, serial port is for the heavy gigabit connections for the WAN, and this is a SFP small form factor pluggable where I showed you to add. We can add this small, you know. I showed you on the early. There we can see if we don't have this SFP module, we can add this a small just a fiber module, Ethernet fiber module we can add right now. And here we have different types of module behind this. In a real-time device, we will have it all these already connected. And but in a logical device, you can swap it out and you can swap it out, swap. This is what we need sometimes when we have a multi-devices, the fast Ethernet connection. Let's get back here, and you have when you have one device, you will use directly connection to a router. But when you have multiple devices, you will pull up the router, sorry, switch is used to connect the multiple devices. Here we have a Cisco 2960 series of the switch. Let's zoom in. I showed you already. Switch have 24 ports. This is not a limited switch. We also have 16 ports and 24 ports and 28 ports and 48 ports maximum 52 ports that are used in bigger organizations. And for now we are using the 24 port switch, and let's see, let's take real-time scenario. I mean, and we have three pieces. Let's try to connect these three pieces to a router. Fast Ethernet to this. Sorry, yes. Uh, and let's take few more and few more, and let's go to connections. Whatever you do, you can choose automatical connection or copy straight through, and you don't have any existence. If you try to connect the console, it will. It's but it cannot. When you connect to the console port, you cannot communicate with the PC. It's only for configuring the router. Uh, we only have one device left. Let's try to connect it with the fast Ethernet and auxiliary port. Auxiliary port is uh, what we say optional port, but except these three, you cannot communicate any other devices until you add uh, extra ports for the router. And here we take a sixth PC or seventh PC. Let's try to connect it with this one, fast Ethernet, and no available ports left. But in organization, you will have many of the PCs, and for connecting all of them, you will uh, use a switch with a switch that having a many ports. and let's take pieces. And if you are going through taking many of devices, you will be feeling very high. So you can also take multiple devices at the same time by clicking on a control before you choose one device, and then right now you choose your device and put one, second one, third, four, five, six, and right now you can see how many devices connected. And also for the connection also, you can press control before you choose a different connection and connect, switch, fast Ethernet, connect, switch, second one, and third one, fourth one to the fourth, fifth one to the fifth, sixth one to the sixth, and goes on until this eight. Yeah, yeah. The eight of the connections. Right now you can leave the control button and deselect that connection. So you can see it was only limited up to three pieces for the communication. The two pieces for the one is for auxiliary and one is for a console port for the configuration. Here you see for the switch, here you can connect main device until the 24 ports. Uh, let's delete this one and this one and this one. All of them. All of them. Let's delete all of them. And when you are about to connect to the internet, you have a router and switch connection. Router switch connection you can do from the either fast Ethernet or gigabit Ethernet. And I want to choose a gigabit Ethernet 0 by 0. When it goes for the uh, switch, it will be broadcasting with the fast Ethernet, and it will share a 100 Mbps limited for the each of the pieces right here. And it's showing us see red color because we didn't fire up the connection between these two. We didn't assign any IP address. We didn't turn on the connection up. You can ask me. It should be already configured with IP address to turn on this connection up. No, we can directly up the connection even without doing the configuration. Let's see. Enable. Let's go into user uh, escalation mode, privilege escalation mode, and here we see some troubleshooting and configuration commands. First one, SH in IP interface brief. Here we see what are the interfaces we have in our router. One is gigabit Ethernet 0 by 0 and 0 by 1 and 0 by 2. These three are the interface we have. And IP address, each one assigned, unassigned, and the status down and down. The down means the two interfaces from the router interface and at the switch interface both are down. Let's up the interface without configuration of IP address. Let's see. Interface G0/0. Let's go. No shut. Simple command. No shut or no shutdown. If you can tap on tab, you will see our uh, interface color changes to green from the red color, and right now it's powering up. And if you see the dot, it it means it is powering up right now. And let's go to the router, and you can assign IP addresses for uh, the interface. IP address 192.168.10.1 and subnet mask 255.0, and now shutdown again, and let's and you can ask me, let's check here and see if the command does work here. Search IP int brief. Let me explain this command. I will type the full command. This is a shortcut. Show IP interface brief. It means show all the interfaces that we have on the router briefly, what are the connected and what are the not connected like this. And let me type on enter. It shows invalid input because we cannot execute any of these troubleshooting commands in a global configuration mode. If you want to still force it up to do these troubleshooting commands, you can use one command, that is do. Do it forcefully, do execute the troubleshooting commands in a global configuration mode. Let's try to do show IP interface brief. Here you see the command executed when you use a do option. And can we see any difference between the first one before assigning IP address and right now? Yes. Here in a gigabit Ethernet 0 by 0 interface, we can see IP address assigned 10.1 that we have assigned before here, and the status is up at this interface, and the protocol is up, and here is the status is the method manual method. I haven't used a DHCP, I have used a manual method. And let's go to PC and configure IP address right here for the PC 14. Let's assign for the 14 P configuration. And static and DHCP. DHCP, you might have known dynamic host configuration protocol. It will assign IP address automatically for the end devices. Right now, let me take 192.168.10.2 for this one, and 192 dot sorry 168.10.2. Sorry, 10.1 is our default gateway, and let's go check if we can ping to our gateway. Ping 192.168.10.1. Yes, we're getting the reply. We're getting the reply from our default gateway, and let's go configure PC2, and let's check if we can communicate with the PC1 to PC2. 182.168.10.3. You can ask me why we giving in a row. We cannot specifically can give in a row. We can also change in a different order, like our 10.5, 10.10, 10.20, until we don't exclude the IP addresses and DHCP. We will discuss all this in a later advanced labs. 168.10.1 is our default gateway. Every time when you get a default gateway, you will use it because you are all the devices connected to this interface. You can ask me, when we connect to this switch, why it will be default gateway from the router? Why cannot we use a switch? Because switch is just kind of device where you connect multiple ports, but not the interface having any physical address or physical MAC address. The router only provides you the physical IP address, physical MAC address. So you will use a interface from the router. So let's see PC. Sorry, let's ping our gateway ping 92.168.10.10.1, and we are getting a reply. And we configure this PC 14 and PC 12. So let's see if these two can communicate. And let's tap on up arrow to bring the previous command. And let's remove 10.1 and let's type 10.2. And here we see the PC 14 and PC 12 are communicating. And same vice versa. Let's try on PC 14 from PC 4 from PC 12 to PC 14. Let's try to yes, we can communicate to PC 14, and let's try on our own loopback address. Yes, we are communicating with every device. And you say, so we have all these devices in a single network, but we don't be having any collision communication. Yes, we will have some collision and disturbance in the communication. That's where in advanced switches or modern switches we have a option called VLAN, virtual LAN, virtual local area network that we can configure to make a different section of the devices. That is, we have these are the ports and FA. This will be FA. These first three can be configured as a different section of the group, different section of the VLAN, and these three can be configured as a different VLAN, and you can tell how many VLANs you can create, and you can connect the devices in a different uh, group. Let's create one VLAN right here. In switch, we have the same mode, uh, user mode, privilege escalation mode. To enter, I have told you what command enable or en, and we have been to privilege escalation mode. Let's go for global configuration mode, same command conf t or configuration terminal, and we enter here for creating a VLAN. We type command VLAN and you can give whatever the number you can, but not number one, because one number one is a default VLAN. So let's give VLAN 10, and here we go. We have given VLAN 10, and you can also put name for this VLAN 10. VLAN 10, you want to do these two pieces you want to configure for the VLAN 10. You can give this name as my room name. Name command is to put a name for a different section, and you want to give it for my room. And here you see it's VLAN 10 right now will be my room, and exit, and let's go back to user privilege escalation mode, and let's see show. This will be a new command, show IP VLAN, sorry, show VLAN, sorry. So if we don't use IP, because we don't be having any connection with the VLAN with the IP, so we'll leave in a command. Here you can see our 24 ports of the switch and these two extra ports of the gigabit Ethernet. And here is the VLAN virtual local area network section that we have created just right now, VLAN 10, and the name my room. and it's active, and we don't have any of the interfaces we have assigned for this. So let's choose one interface. What's this F0 by 1 and F0 by 2? We want to configure this F0 by 1 and F0 by 2 for the VLAN 10. That's we say my room. I want to assign these two first interfaces for the my room. So let's assign it, and let's enter in when we how to configure, we enter the global configuration mode. So let's enter the global configuration mode. Let's pull it up and then go use the command switch port. Switch port command, you will use it to assign or modify or do any operation on the ports. And let's do operation on this port. Switch port mode of the current section, and switch port mode access. What mode? This would be access mode, accessing any of the port right here. Switch port mode access VLAN 10. Sorry, switch port mode access VLAN 10. Sorry, we forgot to give the interface name. Interface F0 slash 1, and let's enter. And right now use switch port mode access VLAN 10. Sorry. We shouldn't be using VLAN right now for mode access. First, we have to put the interfaces in access mode, and then we should access this. Was I'm really getting uh, confused after spending one quarter of this time. Let's port switch port mode switch port right now. Switch port access the interface with VLAN 10. Here we go. And right now, I told you we can access the troubleshooting commands like show VLAN, show IP interface brief from the global configuration mode, but you need to use do parameter in front of every command that you want to use, except ping and this troubleshooting mode. Uh, sh VLAN. Let's see. Yeah, here you see my room having the interface F0 by 1, and let's go. And also access another interface F0 by 2, and F0 slash 2. We change it to interface F0 slash 2, and switch port mode access. If you want me to explain it again, I will explain it. Switch port is port that we have on our switches, and switch is a device we know, and the port is behind the port we see in the 24 ports, one of any of the port, and mode of the port get to access, and let's enter, and we have put the ports, all these ports into access mode, and let's access switch port access what we want to access right now. Yeah, or you can use FA or F or fast Ethernet or anything. F0 slash 2, sorry, switch port access. Oh, sorry. we have to access by the VLAN, right? Yes, and do check it again. Search VLAN, and here we go. We have these two interfaces assigned for this my room, and it is under VLAN 10. And let's see if we have any communication between the PC. First, I want to move all these, and yeah, I want to see the green dot on these two. Yes, you see here we have a status connection status. So let's see if these two can communicate again. Yes, these are two communicating. And in case you made all these two also into interface, VLAN interfaces, right there you have to configure in a router with a different commands. Let's configure them. Enter into privilege escalation mode, privilege different uh, modes for different operations. This enabling mode, like user mode, is for users, user operations like a password and encryption, first purpose encryption. Like you will put a password in a global configuration. If when you entering into the router, when you type enable, it will ask for password, and you will then enter into the privilege escalation mode. There you do operations like a troubleshooting and getting to know the configuration, what are the configuration we have done, and how the system status like that. And let's enter into the configuration mode here, and you will see the different of configuring the IP address for the normal direct connection of the ports and the VLAN connection. Let's see VLAN connection IP address assigning interface. I'm choosing right now when you having a VLAN G0/0. That's what the interface we are connected. And right now we have to use this command encapsulation. Okay, sorry, we have a different VLAN, so you have to use this 0./10. This is for G0/0. It's a parent interface. It's a parent interface, and this is a sub interface. VLAN is a sub interface. Let's type enter. Here you see sub interface. Changed it from parent interface to sub interface. Config if to config sub if. And let's do right now configuration encapsulation dot one q. It's a standard, and we give 10, and 10 is a VLAN 10. Encapsulate this different VLAN with the standard dot one q. It's like 802.1q, and less as an IP address on address 192.168.10.1. Let's see if it's overlap. If it's overlap, let's take another IP address dot 0. Yes, it's overlapping. Let's try with the 20. Yes, not sure, not sure down. And right now, let's go here. And yeah, here we have our interface that's directly connected to And let's try with the previous IP address. Yes, it's still and powering up because it's only connected with the switch. These two are evenly connected, and right now we can put these two with the subinterface IP address and try it again. Let's do this as a 20.2 and this as a 20.1 and this as a 20.3, 20.1. Let's do pinging. We are having 20. Yes, here we go. Here we see the ping to here we see ping because we assign a subinterface IP address for the VLAN here. That's it for today. We learned until here until the VLAN creation and the IP address assigning for the normal devices and VLANs and all through about the Cisco packet tracer also. So for the first lab, we will see on the next video. I'll create the next video with the router on a stick, the basic configuration in the Cisco CCNA level. And for this day, for this video, we will be ending up and hope you all enjoyed my video and hope you make it to reach for the levels. And if you have find any mistakes or if you feel I have to improve something, you can comment on my video and I'll try to improve my explanation. Please go through all these and try to have your day starting up with today for the CCNA. Hope you enjoyed all and I'm ending up with this video. Thank you.